Right, welcome back to another episode of Brawl Esports News, the most reliable news source on YouTube, themed around competitive Brawl Stars and hosted by someone whose IGN begins with an S. Yeah, that's how reliable we are around here. Anyways, let's just jump right into the news. And in our first story of the day, we're going to talk about the Brawl Stars World Cup. Over the last week or two, they've been announcing countries participating in the cup. 24 of them, in fact. On Sunday, Kios went live on YouTube and performed the group draw. Now, however, I don't speak Spanish, but there was a helpful graphic along with it, so I could follow along to some extent. On screen now, you'll see the groups. I don't know if the video is going to be reversed or what, but there'll be somewhere on screen right now. Will be all of the groups for this World Cup, and I'll have a video out later this week talking about my predictions for each group. But for now, I'll just display them on screen. Then on to league and tournament results for this weekend. As usual, Pro Brawl League North America took place on Thursday last week, with the matches pretty much going as expected, although Tribe Gaming versus Tribe Invictus and Omen Elite versus Omen Jokers were surprisingly close, going to a game 7 each. Both of the main teams versus the academy teams, they were extremely close. And then as usual, the following day was PBL Europe. Unfortunately, there were quite a few no-shows, 2 no-shows in fact, this week, causing only 2 matches to be played. And that's right guys, Team Queso and the other team that I'm not going to try and pronounce are both cancelled because they look bad and they miss matches. And Team 1 for the second week in a row are going to experience some roster difficulties, causing them to play with a bot for most of the match. And then over to Brawl Premier League. Ace 1 are going to put up their first win on the scoreboard, that against Boreal Blue. And then a somewhat surprising result, Tribe Invictus do take the win over Omen Jokers, taking them down. 2 pretty evenly matched teams, but I would have said Omen Jokers had a little bit of an edge. This is going to be an interesting result, as both of these teams play in PBL this week as well, so it'll be a bit of a rematch there at the end of this week. Then skipping all the way forward to Sunday, it's another week of the Brawl Stars North American Open. And wow, we got to see that what in my opinion was the best match of any week so far in the Open, that being Nova Esports White versus Nova Esports Purple in the semi-finals. Those 2 teams were so evenly matched. It was such an entertaining match going all the way to the very last set, set 5, game 3, where Nova Esports White did end up taking the win. They then advanced to the finals where they beat NA Open regulars Sneaky Planters 3-0, taking home the win. And then later that day was another week of Gamergy Latam, and finally Ace 1 making it through and earning themselves a spot in Spain at Gamergy. And then to end off the video, a few smaller stories this week. Firstly, that is going to be Dreamhack Dallas taking place this coming weekend. We'll cover the results of that next week, but best of luck to all of those teams attending that event. And then following on from that, last week the broadcasting talent for Dreamhack Dallas was announced to be Lucy May, Ali Speed and Coach Corey. So congrats to them, and I look forward to watching the event this weekend. And then our last very minor segment is on the Clover Esports organization. 2 announcements came from that organization this last week, being that they will now offer ladder season payouts for ladder finishers, as well as a player announcement announcing Ace joining the Clover Esports roster this weekend. So that's kind of nice, another organization stepping up their game a bit, and I look forward to seeing how this roster does perform. As well as their new ladder season payouts, we're going to see how their club rises up the ranks, but unfortunately that will be the end of today's video. As always, I hope you enjoyed, and feel free to discuss the news down below in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I've been your host, as always, Spider, signing off.